All right, so today we're going to talk about solving literal equations, and what happens when we have literal equations is generally they're a formula you may or may not recognize, but there's few numbers in there. It's mostly comprised of letters and variables of some kind, okay? Sometimes a pi symbol. And I want to go ahead and solve using the same methods I use for solving equations with numbers, but instead I want to go ahead and apply it to letters. Only I can't add or subtract letters that are different. All right, so let's look at the first one. I want to go ahead and say, okay, I have D is equal to R times T. If there's nothing in between, we know that that is multiplication. And my goal is to, when I'm solving, is to get everything away from the variable I'm solving for. So anything that is not T that's on that side of the equation needs to go ahead and move to the other side. Okay, R and T are bound by multiplication, so in order to undo multiplication, I have to go ahead and divide. And I need to divide by anything that is not T. In this case, I need to go ahead and divide by R. These R's are going to go ahead and cancel. That goes ahead and leaves me with my T on this side. Now, D divided by R, these are not numbers. These are just letters, and they're not the same. So I'm left with D divided by R. I'm done. Okay, I can't do any math with it, so I got to go ahead and just leave it as it is. All right. Here, example 2, there is a number in here. There is also pi, which is its own value in itself, and R. And I want to go ahead and solve for pi. All right. So I notice that the 2, the pi, and the R are all bound by multiplication. And I want to do the opposite, which is division, by anything that is not pi. Okay. So I need to divide by the 2, because it's not pi, and the R, which is not pi. And if I do it on one side, I have to do it to the other. So the 2's on this side are going to cancel. The R's on this side are going to go to cancel. The only thing that's left is my pi that's in that little blue box there. What's left over on the other side? I can't combine anything here. So I'm left with C divided by 2R. I'm done. So you're not trying to create more work for yourself by trying to combine things that you can't. You're just applying your rules for equations to things that are not numbers now, but they're all the same rules. Let's look at a couple more. Okay, so here I have P is equal to A plus B plus C. This happens to be the perimeter of a triangle, adding the sides, and I want to solve for B. Now, what I always do is when I see a variable, and that's what I kind of box it, and I want everything to go away that is not B. All right, and this is all addition and addition, so we have to go ahead. Anything we don't want, we have to subtract. So I need to subtract the A, and I need to subtract the C over to the other side. So I have a P. I subtracted A to the other side, so those canceled. I subtracted C to the other side, those canceled, and that left me with my B by itself. I can't do anything with this, so I am done. Do not try to combine P and A and C. And A and C could even be reversed. Okay, so you can even have P minus C minus A. It doesn't matter as long as these and their signs match. All right. The last one here is kind of similar to why I talked about fractional equations, because here I have volume is 1/3 area times height. Okay. Area is a capital A, V is a capital V. Make sure that your capital letters stay capital, your lowercase stays lowercase. Right. What I can do is I want to solve for H. So anything that is not H needs to go away. Okay, I can handle it in two different pieces, or I can think about rewriting my equation to more fully match something else. So if I have V on this side, this statement over here is the same as saying A over H divided by 3. Okay? Because 1/3 times A over 1 times H over 1, if we want to think of them as fractions. Okay? Which means I can also then rewrite this, if I want, as a fraction times the variable I'm solving for. So this is very similar to what we did in fractional equations. Very briefly, I want to leave the H by itself. And that means I can go ahead and multiply, because A divided by 3 is a fraction. I can multiply by its reciprocal on both sides. And if it helps, I can write my V over 1. Now nothing, this 3 and this 3 and this A are going to cancel. That's the idea of reciprocals. Okay. That's going to leave me with my H. On the other side, nothing is going to cancel, so I'm just going to multiply straight across, which leaves me 3V over A, and I'm done. So go ahead, do a little bit of practice with this. I will go ahead and see you in the next video, and I'll be around to answer questions, so make sure that you ask from the problems that you're given. Have a good day.